All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 436 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
A little bit hefty.
Last night I was down here watching Mr. Mercedes. Have you seen this? Have you seen this show? It's on Peacock TV. One time recently, I was like, "How many of these streaming services do we have, and how are they getting paid for?" I don't know. They're attached to various credit cards and bank accounts, and we have a lot of them. We have a lot of them. We don't have Disney, and we don't have Criterion or any of that stuff. But we have all the big ones, and I don't know. I don't even know how they're getting paid for. Recently I went on Peacock because I was like, what is even on this thing? I don't even remember buying this really. I think it was because of something in particular. Was it Yellowstone? Is that on there? Or is that on, what's that other one? I don't know. There's another one that's kind of a second tier streaming service, Paramount Plus. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I have all of them. So I went on, and I never log into Paramount Plus, and I never log into Peacock, But we're paying for it. Never use it. Is that foolish? I would say it is foolish. The hell was that noise? I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, I logged on the Peacock, just seeing what they had on there, and they have this show called Mr. Mercedes. It's based on 3 books, that Stephen King wrote, called the Bill Hodges trilogy. And it's kind of a cop show, although it starts getting into some kind of, metaphysical stuff, and it comes a little off the rails in a good way. It's a good show. It was on for 3 seasons. I kind of sort of knew it was on, but I didn't know. I didn't know enough about it. I didn't know where it was streaming or anything like that. So I thought, I'm going to watch that. I think I might watch that, because I read the first Stephen King novel of that series, and I own the other 2. I just haven't read them yet. But anyway, it's good. It's really good. It's fantastic. I'm on season 3 already. I just started last night, season 3. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend it. If you like police shows with a little bit of a twist to them, you like this. I think if you like slow horses, that kind of stuff, a little gritty, questionable characters, you might like it. I think you will. It's very well done, very well acted, well written, all that jazz. Anyway, I was down here with my headphones on. I watch it on my computer, and I put my headphones on so I don't want to wake up any of the delicate flowers in here. A lot of delicate flowers. So I put my headphones on and I watched the show, and I'm down here watching season 3, episode 1, and having an adult beverage from my fridge over here, my beer fridge. Everything's quiet, and then suddenly in the doorway of my office, the younger boy's standing there, and he goes, "What? Don't you hear that?" I said, what in the shit you talking about? He goes, that cat, sounds like he's in distress or something. The cat. This is like 12 o'clock. It's like midnight last night. And that cat's not out that late. It's cold. It's freezing cold. I mean, it is cold, right? In fact, our driveway is a treacherous. You could fall on your ass out there. You could blow your spine apart out there. There's a thick, I mean, you could skip a bullet off that shit. It wouldn't break. It's just a thick, solid ice. And then there's snow on top of it. It's a mess. It's a mess. You can't keep it clean. It snows all the time. It's icing. It's raining ice all the time. It's cold. I mean, today's a little bit warmer. But it's been, I mean, you go out and get in your car. I go to work at like, 11 o'clock in the morning. It says it's 17, and the wind's blowing. It's just really, really cold. So that cat shouldn't be out. He's not out that late. He goes, I can hear him outside, and he's howling and making all kinds of weird noises. I'm like, what the hell? So I go up there, I open the door, the front door to go to check on it, and he just darts in, like he's out there. And it's 12:15. Like, what the hell are you doing outside? Well, you've been outside all this time? It's freezing. So I let him in. He's like running all around. He won't settle down. He won't go, he went upstairs in one of the bedrooms. He was jumping around in there. Could hear him like jumping off things. I was like, oh my God, he's going to wake like the entire family. The entire family is going to be awake, And he's in here. He won't settle down. He's like pacing around. And I don't know why he isn't over at his own house, The porch lights are on and everything, so they're home or he's home. I think she's gone. I think she's like on vacation. I think she went on a trip by herself. That's what Tony told me. I don't know how she knows these things, but he's over there. What the hell? You leave your little, like a frigid kitty. Come on in, frigid kitty. What the hell? It's freezing out there. So anyway, it's like 12:15. The cat's running around the house, and won't settle down. Will not lay down and go to sleep. I was just going to keep him in all night. So the hell with it, And then I guess we heard the guy across the street like out there whistling for him. So we just like tossed him out. Tossed him out there like we're playing a cornhole. Just like opened the door and just underhanded him out in the front yard. So there you go. All right. Good night. Good day to you. This cat. He's in here right now. I'm home by myself. Tony went swimming. She's swimming now. Shaming me on the physical fitness on a daily basis. She signed up with the Y. She goes down there and swims all the time for exercise. And you know what I do? That's right, Little Debbie snack cakes. That's what I do. Curling those bitches. But anyway, she's swimming. Both boys are out. Home alone. Cat's in here somewhere. Don't know where he is. I think he's asleep. He went from frigid kitty last night to drowsy kitty today. He's upstairs. I think he's on our bed. I think he's up there curled up like a kitty croissant. Croissant. So anyway, that cat's crazy, and I don't like that they leave, or he, I guess, I don't know. I don't like that he leaves them out, him and his brother out, so many hours, I don't know. Maybe I don't know the full story. I might jump into conclusions. What do I know about it? All I know is he was out there howling and making a ruckus at 12:15 in the a.m. Anyway, so that happened. I got my real ID already. I got it back already. I told in a recent episode I talked about that whole ordeal where that woman was telling me how to take a picture, how to take a proper picture for a license. You have to lean forward, like sit as far back in the chair as you possibly can. Lean forward like you're telling me a secret. That's what she said. She whispered that part. Lean forward like you're telling me a secret. I was like, what the? Anyway, the picture looks better. She knows what she's doing. That woman knows what she's doing. And I got my, it's not going to look good. I mean, you'd have to bring in industrial light and magic to take, the source material is not, there's not much to work with there. But it looks better than the original one. I took one picture, and I looked like a cadaver. My skin I looked like it was all waxed. And it was all chinny, had a lot of chins stacked on top of each other. I look like, I don't know, my head's like just, I don't know. It was not good. It was horrifying. I was like, oh my God, look at that. It's horrendous. And then she gives me this advice, and, that, telling me a secret. She turned that shit around. She's a professional. But anyway, I got it in the mail the other day, so now I've got all four of us have that. I don't know what it's used for. And I guess there's going to be, at some point, you're going to have to use it to get on an airplane, I think, is what I understand. If you want to go to a federal building, like when we go to Washington, D.C., we want to tour someplace. We might want to tour the White House. So we're gonna try. We're gonna put our name on the list. I think the chances are slim of getting in there, but we're gonna make an attempt. When me and the older boy go to Washington this summer, we'll go see a Reds Nationals game and do some sightseeing, touristy stuff. And so anyway, got that. It was fast. It was fairly painless. Was in there maybe 45 minutes to an hour. A few days later, it comes in the mail. Pretty good. That's pretty good. This morning, which is Saturday, I had an eye appointment, an eye doctor appointment, which I was dreading. I had it on my Google Calendar from a long time ago. It's one of those things. You put it on there, and it's like, that seems like, I don't even know if I'll be alive when I, that's so far in the future. And then suddenly it's like, oh shit, I got to go to eye doctor. I got to go to the eye doctor at 9:15. Why did I agree to that? 9:15 on a Saturday. And I was like, oh shit, I saw that, and I was like, oh man, I hate that. I hate that. But you know why? Because the guy is addicted. He's addicted to what do you call it? Oh, dilation. He's addicted to dilating my eyes. Every time I go in there, he's just hankering. He's got a hankering for dilation. He just wants to do it every time. I'm like, I gotta go to work, man. I can't. This stuff puts me out. They do that to me. I'm a mess. You walk outside, they give you those stupid Yoko Ono glasses. They don't help. They help a little, I guess. You walk outside, it's sunny. It's always a bright, sunny day when I get this thing done. You walk outside, you feel like you're inside of a kaleidoscope. You're like, I can't even walk. I'm like walking across the parking lot with my arms outstretched, I look like a zombie, wearing stupid-ass glasses. Those wraparounds, that are, I don't know. So it sucks. I hate it. And it lasts for hours. Plus, that place is one of the slowest places that I've ever been to. You have to set aside a sizable chunk of your day to go to that stupid eye doctor. Because there's 3 waiting areas. You start out in the main net. Okay, first of all, you have to go to this kiosk and check in. So I'll get to that in a minute. But, okay, you go in, check in on the kiosk. Then you sit in that waiting area. You sit out there. After you check in and everything, you sit down. And then you get called. They call you finally. It seems like it goes on too long. And you go to the back of the building where there's another waiting area. It's like they just move you from one waiting area to the next. And you sit back there, and, it takes forever. There's people in there hawking, coughing, and, sounds like they're about ready to vomit. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get malaria. I don't know. I'm gonna get thrush. I don't know what the hell's going on. But anyway, they're in there coughing, or there's people blasting their phones. It's like watching something on YouTube or something with the volume cranked up or having a conversation. Like, rude. So rude. It's just an annoyance factory. Oh, my God. And so you're sitting in there. There's a bunch of kids running around. There's people rattling sacks of, like, snack sacks. They're rattling the snack sacks. I'm like, what? This is hell. This is pure hell. And then they finally, after it seems like forever, put you in an exam room where you wait again. There's a lot of waiting, and then the doctor comes in. He starts doing that flicking thing. Is that good? Is that good? That's better, right? And all that stuff. And he always wants to dilate my eyes. The guy has an addiction to dilation. He goes, I got to look at that optic nerve. I got to take a look at that optic nerve. It's like, okay. And then they do that pressure test, that glaucoma test. And he's always like, well, I don't know. It's concerning. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's concerning? I don't. Like, yeah, it's kind of, the pressures. I don't know if it's supposed to be high or low. I don't know. Something about the pressure in my eye. I don't even know what the hell that means. Is concerning to him. And then this guy, his helper, he's like, don't worry about it. He goes, you got that keratoconus. He goes, that's everybody that has a slightly lower eye pressure or higher. I don't know. And, if you look at your chart, it doesn't get any worse. It stays the same. There's nothing to worry about. He's just dramatic. I was like, what the? This guy's like undermining his boss, But anyway, so it's a whole ordeal. And he always wants to, and I have to argue with him. Like, I can't do that. So I schedule these ones on Saturday. That's the day I don't work, so that's the day that he's going to do that. He's going to dilate my ass. Well, not my ass. I mean, he's not going to put drops in my ass. you know what I'm saying. He's going to dilate my eyes, and then I'll be like a mess for the rest of the day. Living inside of a kaleidoscope, right? So today I was dreading it. I saw it on my calendar. I was like, oh my God, I hate it. I know I'm trying to be an adult, In the old days, I'd have just called and said, yeah, I'd like to reschedule that for maybe 3 years, maybe 2030, somewhere in that neighborhood. You got anything for 2030? But anyway, I try to be an adult. I go to I go, So I just heard the cat jump off the bed up there. He's ejected himself. But anyway, I went over there. I got up at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Hang on a second. Nobody's home. Let me check this. That was work. There's no off days. But anyway, so I get up at 7 a.m. It kills me. I was up late, chasing the cat around the house, watching Mr. Mercedes. And then a few hours later, I'm up. And, I'm dragging ass. I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. I mean, 9:15 or 7 to 9:15, which was where my appointment was. Those are times of the day that I'm not operational. I'm either not awake at all, or I'm just woke up and I'm incoherent. I'm incommunicado. I'm nonverbal. You know what I mean? So anyway, I got up, I got ready, went over there, and I was like, here we go. It's just my inner sensors were like preparing me for what was about to happen. I go in there and I fire up the kiosk. And that's one of those things where every time I go in there, I feel like I have trouble with it. And I feel like those ladies behind the glass are like, here we go. Pops doesn't know how to use technology. I'm like, oh my God, it irritates me. I know how to use technology just fine, okay? This thing sucks. This machine sucks. So today I went in there and I started the process. The very first thing you have to do is you have to feed your driver's license into this slot. It reads it, it scans it, I guess. And then there's a screen on there that populates all this information about you. and it just said, confirm all this is correct, and hit next. All right, that's all it was. I put my card in, it populated all the info, and it said, check it, and hit next. I hit next, thing crashed. So I had to go over there and talk to the ladies again behind the glass, and they were probably like, this old flip phone bastard, this old man, if this thing had a rotary dial on it, he might be able to figure it out. Pops over here. Oh my God, it irritates me. I'm very, very irritated about the ageism that I encounter on a daily basis. But anyway, she came out there and she goes, I've never even seen that before. I said, all I did was hit the next button. That's all I did. She was like, uh-huh. So then she started some kind of reboot. It was taking forever. She goes, let's just do it the old-fashioned way. So went back over to the window, and she goes, why are you here, by the way? I said, I don't know. He wanted me to come back. I don't know why. Is he going to dilate you? I said, I don't remember. I'm sorry, but I can't remember discussing anything like that. I just know that they gave, I've got notifications of that I had an appointment, and I'm just showing up. I just do what I'm told. I mean, I just go through life, people telling me what to do, and I do it. That's all. She goes, well, you were just here in July. She goes, your insurance is not going to pay for this. Your insurance all this is going to be out of pocket unless we try to run it through medical. And that's not guaranteed. You might end up paying for I said, I don't want that. She goes, yeah. She goes, are you having any kind of problems or anything? I said, no. So your vision's okay? I said, I'm not having any problems at all. Well, I mean, I do have problems. I could tell you about some things going on at work and stuff, but nothing to do with my eyes. And she goes, I don't know. I said, why don't we just cancel it? I said, screw it. I'll come back in July. You said July? It was when the last time? She goes, yeah, I don't know if we should do that. I said, yeah, it's good. It'll be all right. She goes, all right, let's do it. Let's just cancel it. We'll cancel you for today and reschedule you for sometime in July. I said, sounds perfect. Sounds good. And so she goes, how's August 2nd or August 3rd? I don't know what the Saturday is. I said, that sounds great. That sounds like way off in the future. That's exactly where I want it to be. I like it when it's way off in the future. And it was the greatest day. I was like skipping across the parking lot. I was so happy. I was doing pirouettes out there. When I got to my car, I did a quick spin around with a pirouette. I was so excited. My hands above my head. I was like the greatest day of my life. I called Tony. I said, where are you at? She said, Wegmans. I said, you want to meet for breakfast somewhere? How about Waffle House? She goes, let's do it. So we went over to Waffle House, had a fantastic breakfast. There was a 50 cent per egg surcharge. I said, what the hell's all this talk about eggs? I said, I'm getting sick. I'm getting burned out on the egg talk. She goes, I am too. And I said, what the hell's going on? She goes, I had to kill a bunch of chickens because there's a bird flu or something. I said, I don't know, whatever. So it's going to cost us an extra $2 because we're ordering eggs, I guess. So whatever, who cares? I'll gladly pay the surcharge, the egg charge. So it's good. Is the kind of stuff I love. You know what else I love is like when I'm at work and there's some meeting. I'm like, oh God, I don't want to go to this meeting. It's going to suck. It's going to drag out. It's going to be one of these marathons, and they cancel it. I'm like, woo, 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 woo. I mean, it's like walking on sunshine, baby. And that's what happened today. I was in there. If that kiosk hadn't shit the bed, I'd probably be walking around in my house right now with my eyes, just flickering. Everything's flickering and spiraling, bumping into the coffee table. But I escaped it. How awesome is that? God, it's great. Let's see what else I got listed on here. I got tickets to see the Viagra Boys. It's not till September 27th, I think, in Philadelphia. Heck yeah. Love those guys. They're from Sweden, but the lead singer's American. Great. They're fantastic. Saw them once before. Shit was wild, you know. So me and the older boy are going to go to that. We're going to go buy 2 tickets. And that'll be fun. I got that on the books. And the other day I was talking to him. We're talking on the phone. He was at work on his break, and he called me. And we were talking about something. He mentioned something about Louis C.K. We saw him not too long ago in Reading, Pennsylvania. What a shithole. And the theater was nice, but the town, I'd say not nice. But anyway, he was talking. He said something about him, and I said I'd like to see him again. I want to go. I'd like to see him again if we ever have an opportunity. And he said, I don't think he's touring. I don't know. I'm on all his mailing lists and stuff, and I don't see anything. So I checked. I went on his website, and he's got all these dates on there. They're all tiny little like comedy clubs. They're small little places, like Chuckles in Des Moines, Iowa, stuff like that, and the Laugh Track. Tampa or something. Like all these, stuff like that. I don't know. Some small town in Idaho. Or something. Like, what the hell's he playing places like this? He was at Madison Square Garden not too long ago. He's sold out Madison Square Garden. Broadcast the thing live on the internet. Remember that? That was not too long ago, So, and now he's playing these little clubs, and I was like scrolling through. It looked like there's dozens and dozens of dates where he's playing these, and every one of them's in some tiny little. He must be doing some kind of concept tour, So I'm gonna go back to the places I started in, or the kind of place, you know what I mean. I don't know. I have no idea I don't know what he's doing. He might be filming some of it. I'm not sure, but anyway. I was scrolling through there, and it said the Scranton Comedy Club. I said, what the hell's that? Never even heard of that. The Scranton Comedy Club. I looked at it, and the thing's in a Holiday Inn in Dunmore, Pennsylvania, which is not too far from here. It's not even in Scranton. It's in Dunmore, which is, I don't know, 4 or 5 towns down the interstate from us. Not far. That's where the DMV was, actually. That's where I went to get my real ID. So it's in a Holiday Inn in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. I was like, what the hell? Are you serious? So every single date was sold out, like all down the line. I was like, what the hell is this? So I went on there, and I went on SeatGeek or one of those, StubHub, one of those places, and see if I could get tickets. And the cheapest ticket was on there was $675. Like, how many? Does this place hold like 100 or something? Like, what is this? What the hell's going on? Louis C.K. is going to be in Dunmore, 10 miles from us or something. So anyway, I was like, well, I think they just booked this thing and didn't promote it at all, and the thing sold out in minutes, and then, and that's it. So then there's this thing on there that said, sign up for a waiting list. So I put my name on there. I don't even know what the hell that means. If they release more tickets, I guess. So I got an email a few days later. It said, additional tickets, some tickets are now available. It said, we are cracking down on scalpers and calling back those tickets and reselling them on here. You have to buy them from us or you can't get in. So if you bought a ticket off StubHub, you're not getting in. Like, how would you feel about that? If you paid $675 each and then you can't even get in. That shit's crazy. But anyway, so I went on there. I was like, oh my God, there's tickets. I went over there, sold out. I mean, by the time the email comes over, this shit's gone. They just snap them up. And then a few days later, got another one. Said there's 4 tickets available. 4 more tickets available. Go on there, all gone. This is like a roller coaster of emotion. It's at the end of March. I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying, but I think chances are slim that I'm gonna get into that thing. But how cool would that be? I love Louis. I think Louis C.K. might be the best comedian of all time. I know it's controversial. I'm going out on a limb here. Everybody's like, no, George Carlin. George Carlin's the greatest. I don't know about that. George Carlin was funny. He was, especially in the early days. Then he started going on doing these weird things where he was like talking, using words. He was like dissecting what words mean and all this stuff, and the way people speak and stuff. Like, stuff like, why do people drive on a parkway and park on a driveway? Shit like that. I'm like, what the hell? This guy's a comedy genius, But then I don't know. I like the early HBO specials of his, and I he's great. But Louis is like cut above, in my opinion. I mean, there's others that can be considered, of course. Now, I know he got into trouble. I'm aware. There's some weirdness going on there. But I'm talking about his comedy. The guy's a genius. So anyway, he's gonna be in Dunmore, Pennsylvania, the end of March. With any luck, I'll be there too, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But anyway, this is the end. We're at the end of this thing. I'm going to go watch the Reds now. Oh, man. Reds baseball is back. So excited. So excited. So anyway, I don't have any calls to share this time. You guys need to rectify that. Give me a call. 570-290-8151. That's the number. Call me around the clock. Ask me a question. Make a comment. Tell me who you think is the greatest comedian of all time. Let me guess. Richard Pryor. Love that guy. Can't argue with that. He's definitely up there. I love that guy too. And Carlin. Those are the ones that get mentioned the most. And then and then there's the ones that say like Bill Hicks, people like that. That's fine. Those are all great comedians. But Louis, I think, is my favorite. So if you have an opinion on that or anything else I talked about or anything else I didn't talk about, it doesn't matter. Give me a call, 570-290-8151. And if you want 2 episodes a week instead of a measly one, you can do that too by heading over to Patreon. That's Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff K. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation. You'll get an extra episode every week-ish. Not every once in a while-ish. That's for suckers. Every week-ish. So do it today. Patreon.com/Jeff K. And they're full-length episodes, and there's a whole bunch of them in there. There's like over 200 bonus episodes. As soon as you sign up, you gain access to them. A treasure, a rich, thick treasure trove of Surf Report podcasts. So do it today. And surfreportpod.com is the web home of the podcast. Check that out as well. And we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for everything. Until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side. Hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye. Come on in, Frigid kitty.